They spoke for 20 minutes. In a hotel lobby, late at night. The night before one of them died. Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher, the greatest driver of the generation, and the man who would replace him. They had never really talked before. Not like this, not alone. But on the night of April 30th, 1994, in Imola, Italy, they did. And the next day, Ayrton Senna was gone. Michael Schumacher never told anyone what they talked about. Not the press, not his team, not even his wife. For 30 years, that conversation remained private, a secret between two men, one living, one dead. This is the story of the night before Ayrton Senna died, and the words Michael Schumacher carried for the rest of his life. April 29th, 1994, Friday, Imola Circuit, practice session. The weekend has already gone wrong. Rubens Barrichello crashes at 225 kilometers per hour. His car flies over the barriers and lands upside down. He's unconscious. The session stops immediately. Barrichello survives, but the paddock is shaken. Something feels wrong. That night, drivers gather in their hotel, the Castello, a small quiet place away from the track. Most of them eat dinner in their rooms, alone, thinking about the crash, thinking about the risk. But some come down to the lobby. Ayrton Senna is one of them. He sits in a corner with a cup of tea in front of him. He's not drinking it, just staring at it. His face is tired, not from driving, from thinking. Michael Schumacher walks through the lobby, heading to his room, but he sees Ayrton sitting there. For a moment he thinks about walking past. They're not friends, they're rivals. Ayrton is the three-time world champion, the legend, the man everyone measures themselves against. Michael is the young challenger, fast, hungry, the man who will take Ayrton's place. They've never had a real conversation, just nods in the paddock, brief words in press conferences. But tonight, something feels different. Michael stops. He walks over slowly. Mind if I sit? Ayrton looks up, surprised for a moment. Then he gestures to the chair across from him. Go ahead. Michael sits down. They don't speak at first. Just sit there. Two men, two drivers, two people who understand the same risk. Finally, Ayrton speaks. You saw the crash today. Michael nods. Rubens is lucky. Ayrton's jaw tightens. Luck doesn't last forever. Michael doesn't know what to say to that. Ayrton takes a sip of his tea and sets it down carefully. Do you ever think about it? Ayrton asks. About what? Dying. Michael pauses, choosing his words carefully. Sometimes. What do you think? Michael thinks for a moment. I think, if I die, I want it to be in a car, not in a bed, not old, not weak. I want to die doing what I love. Ayrton looks at him for a long time. Then he nods slowly. They sit in silence again. Then Ayrton speaks, quieter this time. I've been racing for 15 years. I've won everything. 3 championships, 41 races. I've done it all. He looks directly at Michael, and I'm tired. Michael doesn't respond, because he doesn't know what Ayrton wants him to say. Ayrton continues. When I started, I loved it. Every lap, every corner, every race. But now it feels different. It feels heavy, like I'm carrying something I can't put down. What are you carrying? Michael asks. Ayrton thinks carefully. Expectation, legacy, the idea of who people think I am. He pauses. Do you know what it's like to be the best? To have everyone expect you to win every time. To have no one forgive you when you lose. Michael shakes his head. Not yet. Ayrton smiles, but it's a sad smile. You will, and when you do, remember this conversation. Michael leans forward. Remember what? Ayrton looks him directly in the eyes. That being the best is not the same as being happy. You can have all the trophies in the world, all the records, all the glory, but if you lose yourself along the way, none of it matters. Michael doesn't speak. Ayrton continues. I see you, Michael. I see how you drive, how you push, how you never give up. You remind me of myself 10 years ago. He pauses. And that scares me. Why? Ayrton looks away. I spent so much time trying to be perfect that I forgot to live. I missed moments with my family, with the people I love. I sacrificed everything for racing, and now, I don't know if it was worth it." Michael doesn't know what to say. Ayrton looks back at him. "Promise me something. When you become the best, and you will become the best, don't forget to be human. Don't let the sport take everything from you. Don't let it consume you the way it consumed me." Michael nods slowly. "I promise." Ayrton smiles, a real smile this time. "Good." They sit for a few more minutes, not talking, just existing in the same space. Then Ayrton stands up. "I should go. Tomorrow will be a long day." Michael stands too. Ayrton holds his hand a little longer than usual. "Take care of yourself, Michael." "You too." Ayrton walks away, his footsteps echoing in the empty lobby. Michael watches him go. He doesn't know it yet, but that's the last time he will ever speak to Ayrton Senna. April 30th, 1994. Saturday. Qualifying. Roland Ratzenberger crashes at 314 kilometers per hour. He doesn't survive. Ayrton Senna is devastated. He walks to the medical center and stands outside, silent and shaking. That night, Ayrton calls his girlfriend. "I don't want to race tomorrow." "Then don't." "I have to." He doesn't explain why, because even Ayrton Senna doesn't have the answer. May 1st, 1994, Sunday, race day. The race begins. Ayrton leads. Michael is second. Lap 6, Tamburello corner. Ayrton's car doesn't turn. It goes straight into the wall. The impact is instant. Ayrton Senna is gone. Michael Schumacher wins the race, but he doesn't celebrate. Because 24 hours ago, he was sitting with Ayrton in a hotel lobby, and now Ayrton is dead. In the days after Imola, journalists ask Michael about Ayrton. "Did you know him well?" Michael shakes his head. "Not really. We spoke a few times, but we weren't close." "Do you have any memories of him?" Michael pauses. "Just one." "What is it?" Because what he and Ayrton talked about that night is not for the world. It's for him, and for Ayrton, and no one else. Years pass. Michael becomes the best, just like Ayrton said he would. 7 world championships, 91 race wins, every record in Formula 1 broken. But along the way, Michael remembers the promise. He makes time for his family, for his wife, for his children. He doesn't let racing consume him. He stays human. And every time someone asks him about Ayrton, Michael thinks about that night, the hotel lobby, the tea that Ayrton never drank, the words that were meant only for him. In 2006, Michael retires. At his final press conference, a journalist asks, "Who was the greatest driver you ever raced against?" Michael doesn't hesitate. "Ayrton Senna." Why? Because he understood something most drivers don't. That racing is not just about speed, it's about why you race. And Ayrton knew his why, even when it hurt him. "Did he ever tell you what his why was?" Michael pauses. "Once, the night before he died." The room goes silent. "What did he say?" Michael looks at the journalist. "That's between me and him," and he never speaks about it again. In 2012, Michael returns to Imola. Not to race. The circuit is no longer on the calendar, but he returns for a memorial. He stands at Tamburello corner, the corner where Ayrton crashed, the corner that took his life. Michael doesn't speak. He just stands there for 20 minutes, alone. A photographer captures it. Michael's back to the camera, head down, hands in pockets. Later, a journalist asks what he was thinking. "I was thinking about a conversation, a long time ago, with someone who's not here anymore." "What did you talk about?" Michael smiles, sadly. "Life, death, what it means to be the best, what it costs." "Did that conversation change you?" Michael nods. "Yes, it made me realize that winning is not enough. You have to know why you're winning, and you have to make sure the cost doesn't destroy you." "Do you think Ayrton knew that?" Michael's face changes. "I think he was trying to figure it out, and I think if he had lived he would have." In 2013, Michael suffers his skiing accident. He falls into a coma. He never wakes. The world mourns. Tributes pour in. Documentaries are made. Books are written. But one story is never told. The story of the conversation. Because no one knows, except Michael, and he took it with him. There is a photograph, taken on April 30th, 1994, in the hotel lobby. Ayrton Senna, sitting in a chair, a cup of tea in front of him. Michael Schumacher, walking past in the background, blurry, out of focus. Most people don't notice Michael in that photo, but he's there. A few hours before the conversation that would change his life. A few hours before Ayrton's last night. If you zoom in on Ayrton's face, you can see something. Exhaustion, sadness, a man carrying too much weight. And if you zoom in on Michael, even though he's blurry, you can see something too. Youth, hunger, a man who doesn't yet understand what it costs to be the best, but he will. The night before Ayrton Senna died, he gave Michael Schumacher a gift. Not a trophy, not advice on driving,
A warning, a reminder, a truth, that greatness comes with a price, and if you're not careful, that price will take everything. Michael listened, and for the rest of his career he remembered. He won 7 championships, but he also stayed a father, a husband, a man. He didn't let the sport consume him, because Ayrton told him not to, and Michael kept his promise. The conversation between Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher, on April 30, 1994, was never recorded, never photographed, never confirmed, but those who were there that night remember seeing them together, 2 drivers, sitting in a lobby, talking quietly, and the next day, one of them was gone.
What did they talk about? No one knows. But Michael Schumacher carried it for 30 years, and when he could no longer speak, the secret went with him.
Some conversations are not meant to be shared. Some words are too sacred. Some moments belong only to the people who live them. The night before Ayrton Senna died, he spoke to Michael Schumacher, and whatever he said changed Michael's life. Not because it made him faster, but because it made him human. And in the end, that's what Ayrton wanted. Not another champion, but a man who could be great without losing himself. Michael Schumacher became that man. And every time someone asks him about Ayrton, he thinks about that night, the tea, the words, the warning, and he smiles, because he kept his promise. He became the best, but he never forgot to be human. And that, more than any championship, is Ayrton Senna's true legacy. Not the wins, not the records, but the conversation. The night before he died, the words that saved Michael Schumacher from becoming what Ayrton feared he would become, a champion who lost everything in the pursuit of greatness. Michael listened, and he lived differently, and that's why even now, even after everything, people remember him not just as the greatest driver, but as a man who understood what mattered, because Ayrton Senna told him, the night before he died.